As promised, the Arcane Master and Novice Guardian White Star Airship freeze build. Since they both share the same setup, I'll combine the guide into one video for easier demonstration. I'll also keep this video as short as possible. But before we start, make sure you have a support party, either friends, guildmates, or your own slaves, as this build will not work without the proper buffs and debuffs. I also managed to do this with lower depot, about 100%, and a relic that is easier to get. I posted a video doing it, so let's get this depot and relic issue out of the way. The concept of this build is probably same with a Ronin setup. The difference is, we focus on freeze instead of burn, water convert instead of dark. We can also stack other CCs with this, such as bleed, burn, curse, dark, stun, silence. And as always, with every setup I make, do not use poison. Poison will disrupt the damage boost we receive from Kalitzberg's Guide of Rose. Status vulnerability passive for both Novice Guardian and Arcane Master. The setup isn't perfect. There are factors we should avoid and consider before trying it out, like Reinforce Affix. There's no debuff in the game to reduce magic refine reduction. Avoid Reinforce at all costs or change to a stronger magic class like LMX, Elf, or Morok. They can handle Reinforce pretty well. Senile Affix. This will give your Nogu increased casting time, preventing you from spamming Stormgust. Workaround is adding more decks. Use minus cast time equips, or equipping Elf's Piccolo Relic. Reflect monsters. Only way to beat them is by asking your Saint for Faith Prey, or use Secret Cloak, the anti-magic Reflect Relic. Tao Gunka. Freezing Dao Gunka will disrupt its skill rotation, preventing it from casting Crushing Weight, the skill that makes it soft. Oh, and just a quick favor. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel or giving this video a like. It really helps small YouTube creators like me. Thanks so much. Now let's talk about gears. As you can see, both are similar with a few minor changes. The cards I use can all be bought from exchange except from the Ancient Artifact user card, which I obtained by using a plus 15 and plus 12 headgear voucher. You can improve the setup however you like, and I'm sure there are plenty of players here with better resources than me. My advice, farm well and get good. Stop being an envious hater. Weapon of choice for Arcane Master is the Scepter of Shadowy Wind. This weapon procs Lightning Meteor when doing normal attacks. Lightning Meteor then procs Chain Lightning with an 80% chance. Normal attacks can also proc Chain Lightning depending on rune value. Tetra Vortex also procs from normal attacks every 5 seconds. Although Tetra Vortex is the Arcane Master's burst skill, its damage is relatively insignificant. The core damage dealing skills of this build are Lightning Meteor and Chain Lightning. See how the dummies break easily with the triggered Lightning Meteor and Chain Lightning. The card choices for my weapon are Kimura for more spell crit chance, and Lord of Death, the cheapest but most reliable damage boosting card you can have. Make sure to have both cards deposited. It's free damage. Well, not actually free, because it will cost around 4 billion Zenny combined. If you didn't notice, the Arcane Master has Title Set equipped on Shadow for consistent water conversion, as the MVPs have cooldown from hard CCs like Freeze. I'll show my skill setup. Nothing but normal attack, and prepare for Elite on auto. Here are the buffs I use. Sandstorm and Quicksand Vortex must be casted manually. You will lose DPS if placed on auto. Next are the runes. I almost forgot. It's mandatory for everyone in the party to wear this. I'll explain later in the video. I think we've covered all the requirements needed for Arcane Master. Time to discuss Novice Guardian next. The Novice Guardian is my favorite non-hero class in ROM right now. Even if it's a pain to build, I still like it. Why is it hard to build? Because it is rune dependent. We actually need runes with unlocked lines and high value first or second lines. Let me show you why. This rune is the bread and butter DPS rune for our build. Third line needs to be unlocked. Then, we need high values on the first and second lines to further improve our DPS. The first line determines if you can instacast Stormgust. A value of -1.8 or higher is required. Second line is for delay. Higher is better. To this day, I am still rolling for this rune, and this is the best I have. Third line helps for more damage. Prioritize first and second lines. This rune has its third line automatically unlocked. Aim for 2 to 3 seconds for the first line and as high as possible for the second. This last damage rune directly affects Thunderbolt damage. Try to get high values on all the lines. For some reason, people keep complaining about how hard it is to get unlocked runes for the newer hero classes. In my experience, runes for the old classes are harder to complete, as some runes have a third or even fourth line that you need. Why Stormgust? The skill was reworked a year ago. It will proc Thunderbolt at the same location. Then the effect was reworked a second time. It now procs Thunderbolt twice. With the addition of Freeze Tail, we can now perma-freeze mobs at Airship, making them receive 200% damage from Wind Element. The MVPs have a cooldown for freeze, so they can't stay frozen for long. It does not matter, they will melt fast anyway. Weapon of choice is unlimited, as both Stormgust and Thunderbolt benefits from AoE skill damage. Cards are the same with what I use for Arcane Master, Kimura and Lord of Death. Some tips for better DPS output. Keep cast delay within 0.5 to 1 second. Going higher than 1 second is slow. I've tested several values, and this is the sweet spot. How to reach that? A good rune is preferred, but if your cast delay rune is average, then use cast delay gears like Sins of the Living, or consume cast delay dishes. How much ignore MDef is required for Novice Guardian? Novice Guardian can go low to around 150% because of this rune effect. And if you have the Freezing Thunder Star card, you can go another 50% lower. I still prefer using Ancient Mistletoe, as I don't need the card effects of Freezing Thunder. The Ancient Mistletoe card gives me higher DPS output, but you can choose which card to use if budget is a concern. Both are good. The setup for both Arcane Master and Novice Guardian is simple. We use Freeze to change our targets to Water Element by wearing Freeze Tail, pouring ice cubes. Freeze will not break when we attack our targets. All members of the party must wear Freeze Tail, or fail miserably. Both Arcane Master and Novice Guardian main DPS skills are Wind Element. Therefore, we deal 200% more damage to Frozen or Water Element targets. Before I forget, I want to give credit to my friends for letting me use their accounts. They are more than happy to see their characters in my videos. This party is the reason why I can do anything I want in this game in a very efficient way. The Dorum is the only real slave in my party. It has been with me since I started playing ROM back in 2018. If you want to see the gears and cards they use for boosting my damage, refer to my older video. For this free setup, the most important party member is the Chronomancer. Chronomancer fields boost element damage and element coefficient. Water field boosts water damage. It also helps freeze everything inside it. Wind field to increase wind damage. First line of field rune boosts the corresponding element further. The third line gives an effect similar to what a Lord of Vane relic gives. Have one or two other party member use Stormy Night card for more freeze. And another good card for the party is Garmstar. The Depot might be good for DPS, but I'd rather use another card that gives direct damage like Ancient Baphomet or Molten Colossus. I've covered all the essential information needed to set up your character and party. Now, I'd like to answer some questions and allegations about me. Am I whale? Am I a big fat spender like you all keep saying? So, how much do I spend in this game? You all know what this card shows, right? If you're not familiar, it lists all the real money purchases made on your account. For the entire year of 2024, up until today in 2025, I did spend around 50 USD. Please make me understand how I'm a whale for spending chop change in this game. The $50 total was spent on various things, including unlocking Elf, unlocking Kafra adventure logs, and some small BCC purchases that I don't even remember where I used. Not satisfied? If you still want to push your twisted narrative, then I'm convinced you're just making excuses for your skill issues.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
Here are a few tips for you. 1. Watch streamers and join their events. They often share redeemable codes for tickets and runes. 2. Check out ROM content creator videos. Many creators on YouTube and other platforms also give out codes. 3. Join official PvP Discord servers. If you're into PvP, you'll be able to get codes just for participating. 4. Visit the official ROM Discord. The staff and moderators frequently host contests and events with in-game rewards, including BCC. 5. Consider joining the Content Creator Program. If you're creative, ROM is always looking for new content creators. Meet the criteria, and you'll be rewarded. So what are you waiting for? Stop complaining about having low depot. Take action. Just a heads up. This channel isn't part of any of the programs mentioned earlier, and also isn't used to receive rewards. I'm just a small independent creator who loves sharing ideas and effective magic builds. That's all for today. I hope you learned something new from my video. See you next time.